Hello everybody and welcome back. Happy September 1st. I have the fairy lights, I have the candle. September is one of my favourite months. I love moderately cozy clothes. I love that cool sort of crisp breeze, but it's still light during the day and we can still get some warmer weather, but I can wear a little bit cozier clothes. I love jumpers. I absolutely adore jumpers. So I'm really excited to be able to wear some of mine. And I always love going back to school and just starting a new school year. I have every year and this is my final year of university. I can't promise it's my final year of education as I am already considering a master's. We will see. Something that's always really exciting is planning my month and sort of the things I want to do and just kind of refreshing my space. And it's even more exciting this year just because I think things are changing up quite a lot this month. So I'm really excited. I plan sort of most of my life with Notion. It's a pretty basic Notion. It's not that inspiring and there's a page or two that we are going to create together today that I have some ideas for. I'm rambling, so just let's jump into it. Okay, so this is my hub. I didn't really know what else to call it. So at the top we have Lake Garda, which is where I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks time. So that's just sort of, I don't know, something to look forward to up the top. Little quote, I'm experimenting the idea of a 12-week year. I haven't actually properly started it. We will dip into that a bit later. So I have my life separated into 3 sections. Got life, content, and university. Some of these life tabs are just a bit, need to be filled eventually when the time comes to them. For example, the travel one. So the first thing I want to do is update some of my things. So if we go to the YouTube, first of all, this is kind of what my YouTube looks like, the page. I do have some pages for planning my content, any ideas, and sometimes I get inspired by certain things like an editing style or a thumbnail idea. So I will jot that down in one of these two, and I have a content to do. So this is sort of for like upcoming content that I have and that I like to keep an eye on it. And there we go, look, film September monthly reset is in progress. I'm doing that right now. So if we go to my stats thing, this is very new, as you can tell. So let's fill this in. Let me get up my YouTube studio. As of right this second that I'm filming, I do have 821 subscribers. So that was quite a good jump over the last month when especially I hadn't been posting tons. So I do have lots of good ideas though coming. So if we go to watch time hours, this is going to be a sort of all-time metric, like a lifetime metric. So we are on 1,828 views. Lifetime views also went up a good amount. So there. So that's sort of the progress that I've had this last month. As you can see, if you don't know how sort of monetization on YouTube works, but you do need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I do have the watch hours. I just really want to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark to be able to monetize my videos a bit. So that is something I am working towards. But I think that's all I really want to do in this section. So we go back to my hub. I'll show you my university one in case you care. So I have used this already for, I'm not sure, let's look back at the past. I used it solidly for my whole second year. That's 2020, 2021 sort of year, and my placement as well. So I have been using Notion for university for 2 years already. I know how I like my setup for this. So if we scroll down, I have always a to-do today. That's something I just like to fill in when I've sat down and want to, set out what I want to do. Some to do this week. Sometimes I like to, got to write notes for this lecture or blah, blah, blah. So I'll just add that into there. And there's an upcoming deadlines database that is empty at the moment, obviously, because I have no upcoming deadlines. This will be full in a month's time when I have all my semester 1 assignments. But yeah, these are my semester 1 final year modules. So I'm doing a general psychology, self and relationships, clinical psychology and mental health, and my dissertation. I'll show you how they look inside. I always edit them a little bit and I put down what the assignment will be and how my uni works. We work in weeks. As you can see, I have 10 weeks, which are normally 10 weeks of lectures, which all have their own individual content, and I will put under these toggles my notes, maybe some seminar information. Yeah, that's how I organize it and it has worked brilliantly. Maybe I'll show you what a past one has looked like. Let's go for developmental. There you go. As you can see, here is it all filled in. And you can even see I put my report up under the assessment. I do plan and draft quite a lot of my assessments in Notion and then I transfer them over to Word later on. Okay, so that's my university. At the moment, there's not a lot going on there because I'm not back there yet. But anyway, something I wanted to tackle was my monthly goals. So I want to film one of these videos every month and go back and reflect on my monthly goals. So I do want to categorize this. Do I want a cover? It's kind of a cute cover, to be honest. let's go with that. It can always be edited as we go. I did make notes for this. Let me have a look. So I did want to separate it into fitness, YouTube, and academic goals. So maybe we will do it like this. I feel like I'd actually prefer fitness over that side. Maybe I'll put YouTube at the top of this one because we can flip this around as I go through the years, but I'll just do a little to do after. What I'm gonna do actually is make this into a template. If I do a plain page, I think this is how you do it. Cut them in, okay? Don't know why that didn't work. Let's just make that again. Gosh. Okay, so now I have that sort of as a page. I'm going to do template. So we make a new template and drag the page in, turn it into text. There we go. That actually worked. Okay. So this way, when it starts as a new month, I can just click new month and boom. So as we said, this is September 2022. So what I want to do is 900 subscribers. I would say 1,000, but I just looking at my last month, that won't happen. If that happens, brilliant, but I feel like 900 is reachable. I want to upload at least 2 times a week, ideally 3, but I will stick at 2. And when I go back to uni, it'll probably be 2, as I just won't be able to keep up with 3. Academic. I feel like this is a bit of a subjective goal and not very a smart goal of me. But start the semester off strong. In brackets, I'll say, because I've only got 1 week in September of uni, and normally they're all introduction lectures. So establish a good routine in that first week. That would be what's important. If I can spell routine. Anything else I want to do academic wise? I'm not sure this month. I just don't have a lot of uni this month, obviously. I don't have my first week until the 26th, so I don't have a lot that I can work with. There's no assignments or anything. Fitness. What I want to do is run 3 times a week and join the gym at uni. So my plan is, and we will go into my fitness schedule, we're gonna have a look at that too, is to join the gym when I get to uni. And there is a gym that I like and is near my house, so I'm gonna give it a go and I'm gonna try and establish a routine. But I won't have been at uni long enough. That'll probably be more in October goals, but I do have a slight idea of how I want to start working out in the second half of the month. It's a bit difficult with me going on holiday for 1 week as well, so I can't establish a very good fitness regime. Yeah, that's actually a shout. So 3 times a week excluding holiday. I won't go 3 times a week when I'm on holiday. I'm going to be busy walking around anyway, and I want to enjoy myself, so I don't want to worry about staying fit when I'm on holiday because it's holiday. Is there anything else I want? Okay, so I've decided to add in a personal category as well, just for things that don't fit in these categories, and I have put that in a template as well. What I want to do is cook 3 new meals / recipes maybe, and read. I'm on holiday, so I do read a lot on holiday, but it depends. Read 3 books. I'm not going to specify whether they're fiction, non-fiction, but I want to read 3 books. And what is something else? This is the first time I'm setting monthly goals like this for myself, where I will definitely go back and reflect on them. I'm not just putting them into the air and hoping I remember. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and let's go back. I feel like they are achievable and I will do them. So fitness, once again, I have one of these templates where I can just click a new week. At the moment, I said I can't really get into a certain regime because I've not got a gym at home and I've got a holiday for a week as well. So I don't want to set myself any sort of gym targets for the next 2 weeks, but I do for the last 2 weeks of September that continue on for months. So what I'm going to do is I have come up with sort of a plan, and I'm going to add that in at the top. So this will be sort of my plan. Now, I don't know if this is going to be attainable for myself, but I'm going to give it a go. In this plan, I then have 3 runs a week, Monday and Thursday run. I don't know what I will do for them yet. I'm going to follow sort of a Nike Run Club plan. They do give me speed runs, hill runs, interval runs, tempo runs. So they will probably be what goes into them. So like a workout run. And then every Saturday I will do sort of a long run. So I might do a park run, which is 5K. I might try and stretch myself and do further, but that's what's going to be more endurance, whereas the others are more workouts. That's what I'm going to try out anyway. So I'm going to maybe just change that to like a workout run. And then what I'll do every week when I'm planning what I want to do, I will go into this page and I can add in Monday I'm going to do an interval run, and then Tuesday I'm going to do leg press, squats, blah blah blah, etc, etc. So then I have a well-established plan for the week, but that is sort of my general plan I will try and follow. I think that's what I'm going to leave the page now. I feel like that is a good split and it hits the goals I have, and I do want to build some strength because I feel like that will benefit my running as well. It's getting kind of dark in here. I am doing this in the evening. Where to next? I want to show you my vision board. I've already made it, so do let me know if you want to be part of the process of remaking one for the next month. But this is my September 2022 vision board. One, I think it's beautiful. I'm very happy about it. So we have some yummy food, nutritious and colourful food. There's some running thrown in here. I've got Lake Garda thrown in here for my holiday, and a few uni bits, starting uni, a little bit of YouTube bits, reading, and a little bit of makeup, because we all know I love my makeup. So that is my vision board, and I think it is very motivating every time I look at it. I don't know whether I want to print it off and put it somewhere in my uni room so I can always just have it there staring at me. I'm going to figure out what to do with that. Yeah, that's my vision board. So if you want to be in the process of making my October one with me, or maybe vision boards for different things like university, YouTube, working out, I feel like I want to make a few. So if you want a vision board video, let me know. Next page I think I want to go into is my personal growth page, and it's empty. This is the pattern we've got. I do want to work on this page in preparation for winter, because I've never really shared this, but I do have a lot of anxiety problems, especially in winter, and I have had help for them. And during summer, I have been amazing, especially this summer. I feel like I've really pulled through and done well this year. So I want to make sure I've established a really good routine and sort of have an SOS list of things to do that can always bring me back on track, because I do feel in a really good headspace at the moment and ready to tackle winter. I just need to make sure I have a concrete list of things that if it feels a little bit hard, I can just look at it and follow it and I will feel better. So I feel like this is going to be a good page. Don't know why it's called personal growth. I don't know if I want to do more with it, but so like I said, I want almost an SOS section. So I kind of want to write sort of, if I'm feeling rubbish, this is what I need to do. So wake up before 9 a.m. is a big one, because if I start waking up too late, especially in winter with darker hours and just messing up with your sleep schedule a bit, I will find myself going to bed later and later and feeling less tired of a night and then struggling to sleep, and that just creates a whole cycle of itself. So making sure I'm up before 9 a.m. is really important. Run and exercise. This is why I'm really putting a big emphasis on developing a workout regime for myself while I'm at university, because it is something that really helps me, and I feel like that can easily get forgotten with everything going on at uni. And as well, when it gets cold, going on a run, it's just not as nice. So if I have a gym membership, then I can at least use the treadmill, but also it can just feel horrible to try and get yourself to the gym when it's dark and rainy. So I really want to make it a strong part of my routine. There's no choice but to do it. So that will be in my SOS. So at some point, run, exercise, maybe go on a walk to ease myself into it if I'm not ready for a run or exercise. Drink at least 2 liters of water. That's another thing I can very easily forget and not realize how much it's affecting me. As well, I can forget to eat. That's not very good. So I want to eat 3 meals a day. It's not like I have a bad relationship with food. I don't really. It's just sometimes if I get anxious, I lose my appetite and then I will forget to eat. And then that in turn affects your mental health and your energy levels and can just make you feel rubbish. So I feel like it's going to be really important that if I'm anxious and not feeling hungry, to eat anyway. I know that's what benefits me, and it kind of goes against how I feel because I eat very intuitively. If I'm hungry, I will eat, even if it's like my 4th, 5th meal, I will eat if I'm hungry. So if I'm not hungry and forcing myself to eat, it feels a bit weird, but I know that's for the best. So eating 3 meals a day. So I'm going to do tidy / clean my space and wash. Feels like an obvious one, but it can absolutely change my headspace. I've noticed if I'm feeling down, if I just put some music on and just go ham on my space, it can always make me feel so much clearer and just gives me a new lease of energy that then I can take to maybe go on a run or do some work or anything. Another thing that I find can be overwhelming at uni is when you do get overwhelmed with work. So I'm going to really try not to fall behind so this doesn't happen. If I do fall behind, it can be very important to write a to-do list. Being able to see everything that you need to do, I find can be so helpful. Although sometimes looking at the stuff can be overwhelming, it's so much better than just trying to keep it all in your head. If you can just write everything you need to do down, it feels so much better. And lastly, I think I'm going to read a fiction book, because sometimes you do need to give in to that urge to just curl up a little bit, not for a long time, but taking a day for yourself and curling up and just reading a whole book can be so healing. So I think that is something I'm going to put on there. This feels like a really nice list when I look at it, and I feel like it is obvious stuff, but if you're feeling, I don't know, foggy headed, just not yourself, you can forget these things. And I feel like this list will hold me accountable to my future self. And I know that these things will put my mind and body in the best place they can. There was this quote that I saw where it's like, these are all little things and they're all kind of pillars to the bridge. And yeah, removing one pillar won't change everything, but if you remove all the pillars, the bridge is going to fall down. These are all little things that will just make you feel a little bit better and able to tackle life. So I hope this is helpful to anyone if they needed it. I might add a little section down here of things I want to try. So there are some things that I think are quite wellness based and I haven't really tried them. So I want to try journaling. I've never properly given it a go. I might make a video about it, like trying to journal for a week or something, putting my actual effort into it of doing prompts and just thinking about it. At the moment, I just don't know where I'd start, so I haven't. What else do I want to try? I want to do a proper mindfulness course on Headspace. I do use Headspace for nighttime meditation. If I ever wake up in the night, I love Headspace for making me go back to sleep. I really like it. So I think using mindfulness during the day could be beneficial to me, especially if I'm feeling overwhelmed. That's something I do want to give a go. I just haven't made time for it in my life. At the moment, that's what I can think of. If I think of anything else, I will add it during the time and we can review it next month. I did promise I'd show you my 12-week year thing, so I'll give you a look. So I haven't read the 12-week year book. I'm considering reading it at some point, but I do get the main gist of it. So I set myself 3 sort of goals around YouTube, university and running. So you'll realize that they're the sort of 3 things going on in my life at the moment. So I do have a 12-week goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I think that will happen if my trajectory stays the same. That will happen by mid-November. Stay on top of studies. Once again, a little bit subjective, but I haven't had any exams by the end of November and I don't know if I'll submit any assignments or anything, so it's just about not letting everything get on top of me. So I've set out some strategies for that, and I want to be able to run 5 kilometers in 30 minutes. At the moment, I'm about 5k in 35 minutes if I can do it. Sometimes I find myself just getting too puffed out and not even being able to do the 5k. In my opinion, that run 5k in 30 minutes is the most far-fetched goal out of the 3, and the one I don't know if I'll be able to do as much, but it's really nice to set myself that target. The strategies I have put down for each of these goals is for YouTube. It's upload at least 2 times a week, so we've put that in my monthly plan. Quality over quantity, I want to improve my editing skills, have higher end thumbnails and follow trending video ideas. Now, obviously I'm not just going to do anything willy-nilly, but I do want to keep an eye on things that look interesting, and if I do see something that suits me, so it suits my vibe, something that I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, if I would want to watch it, why don't I try and take on a version of it? That is something I want to keep an eye out for. Staying on top of my uni work strategy, so all lecture notes are completed for that week, no overflow. I did really good at that for second year. First year, not really, but second year I did get in a really good habit of having most of my lecture notes done for that week on the week that it happened. I haven't had my timetable yet, so I don't know how they're gonna pace the lectures. I do have less lectures this year because I don't have any dissertation lectures. As long as they're not all put towards the end of the week, like Thursday and Friday, I won't have overflow because I'll be able to do them. But if they're at the end of the week, then I would then complete them at the start of the week. and I would have to change this goal a little bit to like have them done before the next lecture. I feel like that's what this kind of goal is. Maybe it's no overflow. The goal is to have that week's lecture completed in that week, but it might end up being have that lecture completed before the next lecture happens the week after. We'll see. I don't know what my timetable's like. So pre-lecture, I want to read over slides beforehand and just kind of get a gist of what the lecture is going to be. And during the lecture, I want to attentively listen. I have tried to take my laptop into a lecture, and I do most of the time. I do take it and have it sat open if I need to write anything. I do not take anything in if I'm sitting there just typing the lecture slides down. I want to just sit and listen to the lecturer and understand the content that they are telling me. That is what my goal is, that I'm going to just get a gist of what the lecture is, go to the lecture and just listen, because I just can't keep up with typing and listening to them sometimes. And then post-lecture, I want to fully write out my notes. I wrote within 48 hours. I don't know about that one. I don't know why I wrote that. Maybe it's an ideally within 48 hours, but I do want it fully done before the next week lecture. So that is normally where all my lectures are recorded, at least I hope they are, because that's how I do it best, is then go back over and listen to the lecture with subtitles, add all the important information from the subtitles as I'm listening into my notes. Let me give you a quick look of what an example psychology notes for me is. Let's go to developmental again, and let's go to emotion. So here is kind of how my things look, and this is a mix from slides, what the lecturer has gone through. So that's kind of how they look. I saw this on TikTok. I don't know if I will be able to keep up with this. This is a once again, see what it's like when I get there and see how much I can fit in. But this is 12 weeks, so I do have it until the middle of November. This isn't a monthly thing. So we can come back and check this in October and see how I'm getting on. It's at the end of the week to create revision material, such as flashcards. So one thing I've always done, which I found really beneficial for remembering information for exams, but all my exams are online this year, so I do find it best to just make really, really good notes and Control F through them. To remember information, I used to write flashcards a lot and just read over them, go through them, and I found that really implemented the information. So I might do that on topics I find hard to understand or just really want to remember. That's a little bit of I feel like my strategy 5s on this aren't like the most, you know. Okay, and my run 5K in 30 minutes. So I've got to follow a Nike Run Club plan. So I have a 4-week one that I'm gonna follow when I get back from Italy, and improve eating habits and nutrition. So I have already started doing that. So I've brought some protein powder, and I'm really focusing on my protein intake and carbs and just making sure I'm getting the right amount of vitamins. So that is something I've already started working on. Stretching routine every night. I haven't been doing that, can't lie. I do stretch after running a decent amount, but I haven't incorporated a stretching routine. So I don't know. We'll see about that one. Increase cadence. That is something I'm trying to work on. So on some of my runs, I do listen to sort of a metronome and try to run to it, because I do have quite a low cadence, which makes me put more effort into my running than someone with a high cadence for the same pace. I had to go on YouTube and watch a video to understand what cadence even was and why it was important. So if you don't understand and you want to learn, I do recommend watching some informational videos on YouTube about it, and it is quite interesting. And strengthen my core. Talking about strengthening my core, I'm actually going to go back to my fitness page, and on my lower body and upper body days, I'm going to add core. Surely having 2 days to 3 days rest between them is enough for the muscles to do their thing. If not, I will just assign it to 1 day, but I think 2 days a week will be good for core. Yeah, let's stick with that. Okay, and this was actually a template that I got from online, and it has all this extra stuff in it at the bottom. I don't use it, I don't really know what it is. So I don't know if it's got something to do with the book, and there's some daily trackers in here. That's just a bit much for me. I just needed some loose strategies that I could actually implement and, you know, put into my monthly goals and stuff. I did like that. I found it was a good way to sort of visualize how I'm actually going to achieve these goals. I'm putting goals down. You can just go, oh, I want to get more subscribers, but it's really nice to go, I want to have this many by this time, and it gives you a number to work towards. You don't want to go too high because then it just was discouraging, but I do feel like in 12 weeks I can get to 1,000. I hope. Subscribe. that was the main thing that I wanted to go through today. So I'll give you a little look at my impossible list. I don't know if you've heard of one. It's kind of like a bucket list that you edit and add to as you go, but I do find these really cool and interesting to look at. So I've got the professional goals, I've got the subscribers, the monetize on YouTube, Instagram followers. I haven't really been posting on Instagram, can't lie. I do really want to get back into it, and I just kind of want to be a bit of a casual poster. I might just, you know, put some makeup on and put it on a reel. I was doing really good on Instagram and I just fell off a bit because the algorithm just took a hit for everybody. People who were normally getting thousands of views on reels were getting like 30. I just took a break and decided to focus on YouTube more. I got my running goals, so I do want to run a 5K. And what I really like about this is that you can say when you've achieved them. It's really fun. As I've said, I've got 5K and then I'll run 5K in 30 minutes. And then maybe if I do get to that, I'll do it in 25 and run 10K, take part in a charity race. And here we go, personal growth. I journal for a month every day as a goal. Skill goals, pass my driving test. I did that. I was very, very proud of myself for that. Passed it at 20 years of age. Play piano. So I have a piano here. It's a family piano, but I do want to work on it, but I think that'll be really hard when I'm at uni. But this is a lifetime list of goals. It's not a monthly thing. If I do something in the month, we will go through and add to it. It's a lifetime list, this is. Get a first in my undergraduate degree. I hope. And I've got some travel goals, but I do really want to flesh out my travel section on this at some point. At the moment, I just have no plans for traveling or when I would travel or how to save for traveling. So there's no point in spending too much time on it because I can't do it. That's my little impossible list at the moment. But yeah, that's all I think here that would really interest you. I can't lie, this video was way longer than I expected it to be. It's actually gotten dark in here. I've been filming for almost an hour, so I hope this isn't too long and boring, and I hope you did find some joy out of this, and I hope this helps to motivate you for your September. But if you did enjoy this, do let me know what you enjoyed and what you'd like to see some more of. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to help me hit that goal. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye.